not to touch him. Ruffalin put his hand in front of himself, creating a magic circle. He asked that they were crazy people, wondering how they got around all the traps. The guys stood in front of Ruffalin, after which a wall appeared in front of them. A wall soon appeared behind the guys. The protagonist opened his mouth wide, taking in air. Lloyd stood with his cheeks puffed out. The guys were ready for battle. Ruffalin smiled maliciously, thinking that he would put them to sleep with magic and then get even. The protagonist's eyes began to glow green. He thought that he was a lively guy. The system notified that he would not feel tired for 10 minutes. The brown-haired man began to furiously dig the ground, thinking that a couple of minutes would be enough for him, because now he was no longer in an ant tunnel. Xavier began to rub his eyes. Lloyd noted that Xavier had never taken medication for insomnia, so no sleeping pill would work on him. The protagonist dug a hole in the ground, noting that he had already gone too far. The knight looked down with a serious look, thinking that he looked like a mole, and when the opportunity presented itself, he would laugh at it. The protagonist began to point his finger to the knight, thinking that he should quickly go there. The swordsman stood in the tunnel, swinging his weapon. Energy appeared around the blade. The knight thrust his blade into the wall. He used the explosion skill. A pillar of fire appeared in front of the magician, after which he fell to the ground in horror, watching what was happening. A huge hole appeared in the ground. The protagonist's hand rose from the hole. Lloyd began to rise from the tunnel. He fell out of the hole, looking at the magician with a terrifying look, saying that he had never seen such a huge monster before. Ruffalin bared his teeth, creating magic circles, thinking that he had never seen such a huge monster. The magician pressed his hands to the ground, creating a huge magic circle. A huge monster with 2 heads appeared behind the magician. The man smiled madly, thinking that even though his experiment had failed, this was his most powerful creation. A huge, terrifying monster stood before the boys. The mage thought that they should at least try to scratch his steel armor. The protagonist looked away in confusion, saying that they would have a hard time in his weak legs. Lloyd looked at Xavier in bewilderment,